Dear Ms. Rowling, we are pleased to inform you that you have been accepted at the University of Iowa. Please find enclosed a list of all necessary reasons and persuasive points. Term begins on 19th January. We await your owl by no later than spring 2016. Ms. Rowling, your presence on campus would mean a lot to everyone in the city of Iowa City, and especially students at the university. I'm sure you've received a lot of letters from people over the years asking you to come speak, and we're not trying to put ourselves above them, but Iowa City is a pretty special city. We're a UNESCO City of Literature, an honor that we share with Edinburgh, and that means we take literature very seriously. We're a city that's in love with literature. We have festivals celebrating it. We have weeks devoted to it. We have the most popular writing workshop in the country, and we're all devoted to the craft that you love and that, for many of us, that you made us love. Before these books came out, contemporary writers, I should say, weren't incredibly well respected. I mean, you had the literary greats like Shakespeare and Mark Twain and Chaucer, but current writers weren't really viewed on that level. And your work kind of changed that now people value the study of literature. They understand why people major in English and what they're trying to accomplish. Because you created this entire world in your books, and you used that world to change our world. And you're still changing it. And on top of that, you've provided this great example for people. An example of pursuing your craft and working on art, but also an example of being a good person. You were the first writer to make $1 billion off of your work, and you donated most of it back to charity. That's a powerful example for the young kids that are reading your book. And it's also very inspiring for the children that we have in Iowa City. We're opening our children's hospital in spring of 2016, when we hopefully will be able to see you. And I think seeing that someone as powerful and as influential as you still cares about what happens to them is really awe-inspiring.
I feel like I'm like everyone else, where it's just like being a 90s kid, being the age that I was, Harry Potter was so like strongly a part of my childhood. It was one of the first chapter books that like lengthy chapter books that my mom read aloud to me, and it was the first book that I read by myself, and that was like a huge thing for me. And I was only 5, and I remember reading Chamber of Secrets by myself, like in my bunk bed, and like just staying up really late at night to get through the books and just escaping into this entirely different world. Going to the midnight premieres of the book premieres and the movie premieres. I saved every ticket stub. It really became a large part of my life. And I thought that after my childhood had ended, that it would kind of be over, because those books were kind of meant for children. I actually have a tattoo on my body for Harry Potter, so even then it's like a really big deal. But later on in life, I've learned that Harry Potter is still such a big part of my adulthood, and the themes and values that it presents in its books are so important to carry with you throughout your adulthood as well, and that it really has never left me.
My love for Harry Potter has transformed from when I was little, loving the story about magic and this fantastical world, to when I was older and understanding the deeper meaning behind the story and appreciating it for completely different reasons. The stories have translated into my life. Every time Harry had a struggle, I had a struggle. Every time Harry was happy, I was happy. And every time he was going through something that I could relate to, I felt like I was understood, and I felt like I just had something to connect to that no one else really understood the way he could. And J.K. Rowling, that's all due to you. Your writing has been such an inspiration to many people, and your life has been such an inspiration to many people, whether it's people who suffer from mental illness and depression, or people who are struggling to do what they love and feel like they aren't worthy. You've shown that anyone can do what they want if it makes them happy, and everything will work out in the end. And I think you should come to Iowa City, because you're just such an inspiration to so many people, and you have so much to offer here. And I think everyone here would appreciate learning something from you.
I cannot say how much the Harry Potter series has impacted my life. The adventures of Harry and his friends are crafted so beautifully and tenderly and tastefully. Thank you for writing books that can reach all ages. I believe your charity and philanthropic work are inspiring because it's not for attention, but is because it is true to who you are. And we would love to hear you speak on this as well as additional topics such as writing, your global influence, and other things like that. Your acclaimed book series has touched the lives of people all over the world and given them the strength to pursue their own creative ventures, whatever those may be. I love Harry Potter, but I also love the spark you have given me and countless others around the world to change things, to love, and to grasp for the things that are most important. Having you speak at the University of Iowa would be more than an honor. It would be life-changing.
I want J.K. Rowling to visit our campus because the way I see it, people don't read enough. And we are in one of the most amazing literature cities in the entire world. We are a UNESCO literature city, the only one in the US. And for us, Harry Potter books, for our generation, Harry Potter books were the only thing people have ever read. And I think people need to remember that how great reading it is, how great it was to experience something like this. And she would be able to tell us all about the writing process, all about the everything, the whole fame, everything about it. I think it would be a great thing for the city, and I think it would be a great thing for the students. Miss Rowling, when I was about 6 or 7 years old, my mom read me the first Harry Potter book to me before bed every single night, and she did that with the first 3 books, and that was something that bonded me and my mom first together, and then it made my love of reading. It began my love of reading. I still read every single night. I always have a book. My friends always comment that I carry around huge volumes of crazy, strange books, but I love it, and it's because of you. And the thing is, I know my story is not unique. I know for a lot of people, Harry Potter was the reason they wanted to read or wanted to write, and I would strongly implore you to come because I think it would be amazing for all of us.
Like countless others around the world, I've been inspired and influenced by you and your work. Harry Potter was the gateway to reading in my elementary school days. Prior to reading the first chapter, The Boy Who Lived, reading was a chore. It was boring and it was homework. When I checked that first book out from the school library, I was enticed to reading and it changed my life forever. Throughout dealing with my dad's cancer, my family's economic hardships, and divorce, I have found a sense of comfort and home within your books. I am forever grateful for that. More than just a gateway and escape, though, your books were an inspiration, particularly Hermione's character. She helped me on the road to self-acceptance and taught me to be proud of who I am, both academically and personally. She taught me not to be afraid to try my best in every area of my life and to speak my mind. More so, though, I was inspired by you. I wanted to inspire others, much like you did, even if on a smaller scale, which I have tried to do through being involved on the leadership team of the University of Iowa's Dance Marathon, which helps pediatric oncology patients. This is an amazing gift that you have given, and I am so glad I had the opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for giving me an inspiration, an escape, and helping me through some of the hardest times of my life. Being a Hawkeye and a Harry Potter fan are two key pieces to my identity, and a combination I wouldn't trade for the world. We would love for you to become an honorary Hawkeye by coming and speaking next spring, because once a Hawkeye, always a Hawkeye. Mischief managed.